Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Today we're going to be talking about acting for engineers or other professionals and how it could potentially benefit them and why they might consider taking an acting class and what they might get out of it. I'm Amber Dupuy. I am the owner of the Dupuy Acting Studio, and I'm also the lead coach there. I have been teaching adults for over 15 years. I like to say I take wannabe actors and teach them. Now I know how to be professionals. I also teach other populations of actors, but my main interest is teaching actors how to act. Today, I'm happy to have joining me Cyan, and I would love for him to introduce himself to you. Hey, Cyan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I am a civil engineer and I graduated from Texas A&M University around 3 years ago. And yeah, it's been 3 years in Austin since I've been working, and yeah, life's been interesting since getting a job, getting my first salary and stuff. And recently I thought of joining Amber's acting classes, to boost confidence, and you'll know more about it in the next few minutes of the interview. So yeah, if you want to know more about Amber's acting classes, there's a link in the description down below. Go check it out. I think you might be interested in, maybe you take up classes and experience some new potential that you never knew you had.
And he's one of my students, and he agreed to be interviewed today and also to interview me, ask me questions as his acting coach. And this show is called You Asked, an Acting Coach Answered. So today, do you want me to start asking you questions first, or do you have some questions you'd like to ask me?
I think maybe I'll ask you questions, and then I guess my first question would be, why would other professions like engineers, MBAs be interested in acting?
I think I'm going to answer this specifically for why they would be interested in acting class. Ultimately, if they want to be actors, I think the first step in any person's journey would be training. And I think the reason why people come to acting training, there are a number of reasons. You could come because, I've decided I want to make this my profession. But in the beginning, it may be as simple as I want to become a better public speaker. It may be I am looking for another hobby. It may be I've always dreamed about being an actor, and is this something that maybe I could do? It could be I need to meet new people. I need to learn how to connect better. It could be, I'm on social media all day, or I'm behind a screen or in front of a screen all day, and I need more human interaction. It could be a lot of reasons why people from other professions might be interested in acting. But I do think all of us, I like to think that all of us on some level are attracted to acting because it helps us reconnect with our authentic selves. It helps us reconnect with our inner child. It helps us reconnect to storytelling, which is something that we're like all genetically encoded to do, and to we like to watch stories, we like to be a part of stories, we like to play in stories. So I think all human beings on some level are attracted to acting, and also all of us are acting every day. We play multiple roles on a daily basis. We may be the employee, we may be the father, the mother, the son, the boyfriend, the wife. We could be the doctor, the patient, the teacher, the student. There's so many roles that we play in our daily life that we're actually always acting. And as actors, we have objectives, and as human beings, we have objectives. And as actors, acting is life, basically. But to be an actor is to make being in life look like life, which is a skill. It takes time to learn how to actually look like you're living a life when it's been scripted. So, but acting is basically life.
Yeah, that's true. Like, when you see someone acting so seamlessly in a movie, you really go into another world, and you don't know that what that person really is. He's actually acting someone else, and yeah, that seamless connection is really a mind-blowing thing that I actually learned when I joined the class. Yeah, I guess the next question would be like, are there some basic traits or talents that these people from other professions need to start an acting class?
I think the first thing is just a willingness to learn and a willingness to, for lack of better words, be a fool, because when you are a beginner and you don't know, you're going to feel vulnerable, and there's the possibility that you might feel a little foolish. But the greatest actors are willing to be vulnerable and foolish. There are no failures. There are only learning opportunities. So the willingness to come in, be open, have curiosity about the process, and that's the first thing you need to have. Now, I mean, it would be great if you are highly perceptive as a human being, if you know how to listen well, if you're emotionally accessible, if you have a good imagination. But these are things that can be developed in class. So I think the first thing is just the willingness to come in and be open. And I think finding a good teacher, a good class that resonates with you, where you feel safe, because in the beginning, you're going to feel anxious and insecure. We all do. And even me, I've been doing this for many, many years. I still feel anxious and insecure. So part of it is learning how to deal with your own anxiety and insecurity. It's normal. Everybody's going to feel it. So I think the other thing is a willingness to be authentic and a willingness to learn about yourself and be self-aware. If you're just not interested in knowing yourself as a human being or understand other human beings and why we are and how we behave and why we behave, maybe acting's not for you. But I think most human beings are curious about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, people want to try something new, but they're sometimes also scared to try that. And yeah, it's a good skill to have, really. Like, we are like unconsciously actually using such skills in our everyday day-to-day life, like judging people by their expressions and communicating, listening. It's all a part of acting.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess the next question would be, like, many people want to try acting, want to try something new, but they're always scared of doing things that might not work out, and people will maybe ridicule them. So, like, how should one cope with this?
Yeah. Well, I think you first need to know and recognize that everybody in acting class feels that way. They all feel insecure. They're all afraid of being ridiculed. Everybody's afraid of making a mistake, of looking stupid, of looking, just of doing it wrong. That is human. And that's kind of how we've been raised. I think also going to school, you've been taught to, get the right answer, get it quick, be perfect, make A's and all that. And in acting class, it's really a place, an opportunity to come in and not have the answers necessarily, and explore yourself and explore what it is to be human, and explore what is human relationship. And so you're going to come in and you are going to feel insecure, but the greatest actors feel insecure. It's just part of being alive. It means you're alive. So a lot of acting class does address, insecurities or feeling self-conscious. There are exercises that we do to help you to get your focus off yourself, because when you're thinking about yourself, you're sending all that energy back this way, and we're going to try to learn to send the energy back out this way to really connect with your scene partner, to play the actions in the scene. And that gets you off from thinking, oh my God, what do I do with my hands? Does my hair look all right? Did I say that right? And getting very self-conscious. And these kinds of exercises that we do can translate into other areas in your life, with relating to loved ones or at work, where you really learn to focus on the other. You learn how to read the other person's behavior, you begin to to be able to discern what their motivations are. And then you know how to answer that because you're connected and you're not so worried about yourself. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. The fact that you can actually open up, like, so that's one of my experiences in the acting classes, like, the way we open up, like, do weird, funny stuff, and you don't think that, oh, how is that person judging me right now? And that's something that I really want to learn. Like, you don't want to care about the outside world. Like, you just want to be yourself. Let people think whatever you are, and just live like you want to live life. So that's really important.
Yeah, I think one cool thing about acting class is everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's feeling vulnerable. Everybody's scared of being a fool. And so that actually what happens is that everybody starts supporting everybody else. And so you're in a supportive environment to be silly, to experiment, to try new things because everyone else is having to do it too. So they're actually applauding you and encouraging you and supporting you to go there because they know they're going to have to do it too. And they want and need that support as well. So it creates this really wonderful support system to explore those things. And then the stronger and more confident you get doing that in class, you can start to do that more in your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's about it for my.
Okay, yeah. I had some questions for you. You've just started acting, and you've just started my acting class. But what made you want to try acting?
Well, the first thing is, yeah, I wanted to boost my confidence, like, public speaking and, being in front of a huge audience and, speaking, giving presentations confidently. So that's one thing that I really wanted to, to improve myself in. So I was thinking, acting would be a really good medium. And in our classes, we kind of enact in front of different people and, read scripts and do funny expressions and exercises that really boosts my confidence. So nowadays, when I, go to office or, talk to someone else, like, I can feel that boost in confidence in which I can present myself. But yeah, I know I have a long way to go regarding confidence, but yeah, this is something I'm hoping to master, like, and not master, maybe improve myself in the coming few months and a few years. So that's one thing. That's one reason why I wanted to take up acting. And the second reason is, we're in this COVID situation. And, I'm mostly working from home, and my weekends are just sitting back, relaxing, watching Netflix, YouTube, and stuff. So, there was a point around last year where I was like, is there something more in life? Like, should I be exploring new potentials and new hobbies and new stuff? So that's when I kind of started my YouTube channel, started vlogging. So that's another thing that I've been doing to boost my confidence, like vlogging in public, so that people will look at you and judge you and like, what is this guy doing? To actually go out in public and vlog, that takes a lot of confidence. So that's what I've been like doing recently. And then this thought of tapping into new potentials, maybe acting would be something that I would really like. And there might be a future there also. So just make me famous.
I can do that for $1 million. Oh, fantastic. Yes. Okay. So, what about acting class is surprising you? About yourself or about acting?
There is a lot of things that surprises me in acting classes. Like, I didn't know that memorizing scripts would be so hard. Like, when you're talking to your partner, there has to be this sync and you can't memorize scripts when when you're alone memorizing your scripts. You can't really go with your own tone. You have to do monotone because you don't know how your co-star or partner will react with her or his dialogues. So you have to really be on the spot to deliver your dialogues. So and then you have to look at the expressions of your other partner. Like, do you think if he or she is going to end his dialogue here, or if she's going to pause a little bit and then end? So that there's that timing also. That really, I was like, wow, syncing in between 2 or 3 people is pretty difficult. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that I mean, I guess those are two things, like memorizing the script and syncing with your co-stars. That really surprises me.
Well, you're doing a great job so far. You really are. You're learning a lot so far, and thank you. Those are really good points about how when you memorize something and you practice it on your own, it turns into a total different thing when you're in front of your scene partner or in front of an audience. And that's why it is good to practice. That's why it's good to practice, because you think, oh God, I got this. And then you get up there and you're like, I can't remember anything. Or, oh my gosh, she's responding to me in a different way. And how am I going to process that in the moment? And so, yeah, absolutely. That is, and also how difficult memorizing can be, but it'll get easier with time. Yeah. But yeah.
It kind of really made me think, like, during movie filming or any video filming, there's so much pressure on the actor and an actress. Like, you have to perform on the spot. Like, when the director says action, you have to like deliver whatever you practice on the spot, and everyone is like looking at you, expecting you to do it in your first take. Yeah, I can imagine the amount of pressure that goes in all individuals.
Acting is not as easy as actors make it look. It's a lot of pressure, and you have to have focus and concentration. You have to be prepared. You have to have some good training underneath you. So yeah, it is not as easy as it looks. And if it looks easy, that means the actor's doing a great job. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like they do all the setup. It could take hours to set up a scene, and then they bring you on, and maybe that scene you have to like break down in tears, and it's like, okay, ready, set, action, go. And you have to just be able to do it. So it is not easy. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Not easy, but incredibly rewarding. I mean, yeah, absolutely. All right, I have another question for you. I think you've already been explaining it, but you might have some other thoughts on this. How is acting helping you?
Till now, it's as I said, like, it's been helping me boost my confidence. Right now, I have like registered for a group in which you have to present some of your projects, and that's going to be in a few weeks. So yeah, that is one thing that before this I wouldn't have had that confidence to go by myself and register for something like that. So that's one thing that really acting is helping me with. And then when I first started off vlogging in public, I was like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing ever. How can I even, vlog in front of so many people? But slowly, with the help of acting classes, I'm like getting some more confidence, more and more confidence to, go out there and shoot videos and do weird stuff. I mean, people do stare at me, but yeah, it's just part of life. Like, when people actually see something that's not usual, that's when they start staring and judging. And you have to know the fact that everyone is scared around the world. Like, that's what one thing the acting classes taught me. Like, everyone is scared. Like, it's not just you who's scared and trying to hide the fear. It's everyone is scared and they're trying to hide their fears. So if you think about it that way, that kind of helps you just go out there and give it your best and not worry about other things. Yeah, that's one valuable lesson that I learned from your acting classes.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. And if anyone who is watching agrees with that, hit the like button or say something in the comments section. Have you been scared before and thought you were alone? Thought you were the only one who was feeling judged? That's just not true. Everybody feels that way. So tell us how you feel about that. And really generous actors actually take care of each other in the scene, because we're all human when we're all going through the same thing, and we're We're trying to bring these characters to life and tell a story and honor the writer. And so that's another way to overcome your self-consciousness is to recognize that this really isn't about you, that you are an instrument to help convey the story that a writer has written. And, you're sort of surrendering your ego to a greater good in a way, to a larger purpose, which is to tell the story that this writer has written. And that's another way to kind of get over your self-consciousness. But that can be implied in other areas. Even when you're giving up a speech in public, just remember what your objective is. What are you trying to do? How are you trying to affect your audience? What do you need to help them learn? What are you trying to teach them? What do you want to give them that will make their lives better? And when you make it about them, it's less about you. And if you make mistakes along the way, you're human and you're teaching other humans what it is to be human. So it's all good. Well, cool. Any other final thoughts? Any other?
I think people should, do their hobbies as well. Like, try something new, not just like, do your 8 to 6 job and then come back home, watch Netflix and go eat dinner and sleep. You never know that, you might be tapping into some new potential or some new fields that you never knew you were interested in. So yeah, that's one thing I think people should go ahead and do.
Yeah. I think also acting kind of helps you open up emotionally, and so that you can feel more joy in your life, and you can let out the feelings that you may be holding down just to survive and just to be socially acceptable. And when you can allow yourself to be more spontaneous with your emotional life, it makes you happier. It gives you hope. It gives you energy that you may not be experiencing right now, just going through the 8 to 5 grind and just doing things that other people are asking of you to do. It's really finding out who you are and what makes you tick and what are you passionate about. It's I think that's for me a big reason why I'm an actor and an acting coach.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And some of the lessons that we learn from your acting classes is like you have to look at the other person's expressions. That helps a lot in even the work environment, because you talk to your manager and you can tell what your manager is thinking with his expressions. Like, is he really mad at you, or is he satisfied with work, or what's his next dialogue, like what is he going to say? So that judging expressions really helps a lot.
All right. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you for spending time with me today and asking questions and being willing to present yourself here today.
Thanks for having me here.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. And if you have a question that you would like to ask a coach, leave it in the comments section. And I will try to address it someday with another interview or just a personal address to my viewers. I also will be interviewing casting director Donice Hardy soon, so be on the lookout for that show. And you guys have a wonderful weekend, wonderful day, life, week, wherever you are. Bye.
All right. Yeah.